close. Stand by.
Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek, and you're looking at the beginning of the Cat 5 race on the first Sunday of the Clovis Skills Clinic for beginner racers. Andy Robertson and I are the mentors, and my aim is to make this an educational tool while providing color commentary. Now this is typical of most criteriums. Shoot out of the start like a cannon. That's why it's always advisable to get a very good warm-up before a crit. That is where I always like to get to a crit at least 90 minutes before the start of my race. Reason being, I'm not rushing around, I'm not forgetting things, I have a long time that I can do a warm-up, and being an old guy, I need a long time to do a warm-up. So by the time I get to the start line, I'm good to go. One of the things I like to do is make sure I get a spot at the start line. After I'm there, I can look around and see who the teams are. Is there anybody I recognize? Who seems to be the stronger person? For me, one advantage of being at the start line is if I have trouble getting in my pedal. Then I have a little bit of buffer as people pass me for me to get my foot in, and I can get going. An excellent exercise to do by yourself or with others is pretend you are at the start line, and then get your foot in as quickly as you can and get going. Another advantage for me to be at the start line is that I can shoot out at the very beginning. A lot of the races that I do, I race with a lot of younger riders. So they're going to be a lot stronger than me. They're going to have a lot more quicker muscles than I do. And so if I shoot out at the very beginning, then as I get going and as they start to pass me, I can grab a wheel a lot easier. So pretty much so far, everyone's on a pace line. You can see that we're riding in the low, sometimes crawling up to the mid-20s. Andy and I are usually sitting at the back. Sometimes I'll go along the side for some camera shots and to see what's going on. But usually we're toward the back. Now, this isn't a skills clinic. This is an actual race. So you want to be in the front just pulling everyone around while everyone rests. So you see the guy that's pulled off? He's finally pulled off. He must have been there for a couple laps. And so now he's settling in toward the back. Sometimes when you pull off, the group slows down with you. If you don't want to stay in the front, then you just keep slowing down and let them pass, and then you get in the back. That's also an excellent time for others to attack when the group slows down like that. Now, looking around the start line, everyone had a different uniform on except for two riders from off the front. So far, everyone's just doing some paceline work and nothing special has gone on yet. Looking at the speedometer in the lower left-hand corner, it's going, and now it's about 27 miles an hour, 28. So you usually don't want to attack when the speed is that high, especially in the Cat 5 race. Opportunities, however, will appear, and you have to be ready. It looks like we picked up a few more mentors. I think they're warming up for the 1-2-3 race that will be happening later on in the day. Fast forward later on in the lap, and if you look ahead, you'll see on the left side an attack starting to happen. That is one of the OTF riders, I believe, John Hazelton. He may be going solo, or there may be going someone with him. Right now I just see one person, I see two people. So someone's trying to bridge up to John. Excellent move. By having a blocker in the pack, John has a better chance of sustaining his breakaway, even though it's early in the race. Now, that other rider that jumped up to him, if he makes up to him, which I think he did, then even though he does not have a teammate, he'll have the advantage of having a blocker because of John's teammate, Richard, who's in the pack. Now you see a group of about 3 riders on the right side there. They may have tried to surge, jump away, and get up there, but they weren't able to make it. So now the chase is on. Richard is in the front blocking. He's now pulling off, and Hopefully the others are not pulling through to his point of view, but looks like they're going to continue. Right now they're at about 23 miles an hour, 24. They're going a fair rate of speed for a Cat 5. Looking up ahead, I see John up there now taking a turn with his breakaway partner. So he has maybe 4 seconds, 5 seconds, still real close. Usually for the average racer, about an 8-second gap is the maximum a individual racer can bridge across. And looks like they're going to be sucked back in. Now, when they are caught, this is an excellent opportunity for someone else to counterattack as soon as they're caught. And usually that would be somebody that's been riding wheels. Let's see what happens here. The pack is slowed down. I'm not sure who's in the front there. I don't know if it's his teammate. No, it looks like Richard's doing the good thing and just riding a wheel. Excellent. Now the OTF team, as a team, can put the hurt on the others. Now Richard has been blocking, so that does take energy. But if he had the legs and was able to attack at that point, maybe take another person with him, that can go somewhere. So looks like the breakaway has given up a bit and they're coming back in. The pack is traveling at about 26, so the breakaway would have to do even more to gain time on that. So they're not doing it. It looks like they're going to come back in. Now what they should do is go to the middle or the back of the pack, because it's a small pack, and not be in the front and just pull everybody, which looks like I think they're doing. So hopefully John isn't pulling everybody in the front. No, it's not. Looks like it's his breakaway partner. So now it's time to look for a new opportunity. Fast forward about 2.5 minutes. The riders have been basically doing what they've been doing. Now look at the back. Look at the OTF rider. I think that's John Hazelton. He is starting a sprint from the back. By the time he gets to the front, he's going a few miles an hour faster than the pack is. And he's now on a solo breakaway. I don't think anybody has jumped up to him. I think he's solo. Yep, I see him up there. Hasn't gotten to turn 1 yet. So we'll see what happens. There's still quite a bit of time left in this race. There he is, turn 1. Looks like the pack does not want to let him go, and they made a concerted effort, so everyone is pretty much lined out. This rider has gotten caught out by the surge. Andy is encouraging him to get up there, and I think Andy may actually go up there and give him a wheel. Oh, I was hoping that guy would pull me up, so now I have to go after Andy. So I think as soon as John is caught, then the pack will slow down. At least right now I'm hoping. Or no, I'm stacking back with this guy here. So I'm encouraging him. I want that wheel. So it looks like John has been caught and the pack has slowed down. Again, this is an excellent opportunity for someone else to counterattack. But none have taken it so far. Maybe the guy on the far right. I think I see somebody. I'm not quite sure. No, it is Grupo Compacto. Fast forward again about 14 plus minutes, and we have about 3.5 minutes to go in the race. The situation is we have a solo rider out there. A few laps earlier, that rider and I think the XMX rider attacked the group and established their breakaway. This was not good for off the front. It caught them off guard, and none of them were in that group. So then, off the front had to do the majority of the chasing since they were the only team out there to try and catch those two. Now, the XMX rider was having a hard time sticking on that one rider's wheel, and he was pretty strong out there. So then he came back into the pack. Now, the XMX rider, as you saw, tried to go out with another breakaway to form a chase in order to catch that guy, but off the front pulled it back in and nullified that attempt. This being the first practice race of the season, they're all kind of catching their breath right now from the chase and chase down. And they're going about low 20s right now. The breakaway rider was going pretty strong. He was holding his speed a few miles an hour faster than the pack was, judging from my vantage point. So the pack was going to have to increase its speed significantly to be able to catch him. Fast forward to a half a lap to go. The speed had been traveling around the mid-20s, but not making any headway on the rider. So now they are racing for second place. They're approaching turn 3. Let's see what they do on the finishing straight. So they enter turn 3 together. It looks like John going to the front, and we have an attack before turn 4. Excellent move, and that's by the XMX rider. There may be somebody with him, I'm not sure. Richard is hoping that the others will pull him up to the attack, but it's not looking like it. The sprint has started for second. It will be taken by the XMX rider. John will be coming in third, and Richard's going to pass these other two for fourth place. Great race today. Comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.